That is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello, everybody, welcome to the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode number 13 of Hardest Part of the Ring, the podcast where four friends get together to discuss the wonder of professional wrestling. My name's Adam and today I am here as always with Sam.
Hello.
John.
Hello.
And Brett.
Lariato!
Naito!
Kenny!
Oh, wow.
Cool.
How's your Christmas, guys?
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Awful, by the sounds of things.
Yeah. Been shouting like a Japanese schoolgirl at wrestling.
Did anyone, did you all take a big break from wrestling, or are you still keeping up to date with everything?
I think I've actually watched more.
Oh, I had a massive break. I didn't watch any.
I definitely had a few days. Actually, up until like New Year, I don't think I watched any wrestling.
I started watching this crazy new show called 205 Live.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Is that some
Probably good
indie
wrestling in
promotion
it.
somewhere?
Yeah,
down
a bunch
south?
of indie guys.
Is this
Yeah,
just because Goldust's been on it?
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
That's a reason to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys get any wrestling themed Christmas presents?
No, my family don't really know that I'm into wrestling.
Oh, I
really
did. I did
about it.
actually. That's a lie.
What did you get?
I got. I mean, obviously, I've mentioned the Riptide stuff, but I got I don't know where I've put it now. A Chris Jericho book.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
It's like a motivational Chris Jericho book.
I bet he's
So
amazing.
it's quite random and it's cool. Every like chapter's based on a different person, like that he's met and learned off, and so there's like a chapter of like how to do things the Vince McMahon way and stuff like that.
Do you guys remember Ryback coming out at one point and talking about The Secret and how it changed his life? That was the weirdest thing.
I think he used to sell like goal boards and stuff like that when he left WWE, like on his website and stuff.
That's the only thing he could sell.
Yeah.
Hey, straight in there. Just quickly, the Christmas present was a loaded question because I got
you did.
WWE Monopoly for Christmas.
Oh,
Yes.
Which is excellent.
I remember seeing that.
Just because Vince McMahon's face is on the money.
Perfect.
Not Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, no, Vince. And
$1 Million Man?
secondly, my brother, being the legend that he is, has got tickets for Rev Pro show on the 20th of Jan.
Oh. I've got friends from work going to that.
So you got Monopoly and Rev Pro tickets?
Yeah.
From your brother? But
No,
both-
Monopoly was
I was
from my
gonna
wife, and Rev Pro tickets was from my brother.
So,
Oh,
Adam,
God.
when you asked, did any of us get wrestling-themed presents, the answer is absolutely yes, apart from you and me.
Yeah. Our families don't love us as much.
I try to hide the fact that I'm a geek from my family.
How's that
haven't
going
been
for you,
successful.
Sam? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
All those anime DVDs just hidden under your bed.
Give me another 30 years.
Oh dear. Right, anyway. So this is it. This is our first ever New Japan review podcast. People who listen regularly will know that we usually focus on WWE, and we've done some top fives and things. But this is the first New Japan podcast, and to be honest with you, I think going on this event, there could well be quite a few more in the new year.
What would be the next big one?
Yes.
Sakura Genesis.
Don't ask me. I mean, this is the point, really. I'm out of all of us, I'm not really. Well, I haven't really watched much New Japan. I've watched the big 6-star matches, obviously, a couple of the G1 matches. I've seen some of the wrestlers on the Rev Pro Global Wars events that they had in November. But apart from that, I've been not avoiding it, but it's just such a huge task, I think, to take on to try and understand.
What I found about watching this, though, was like I like New Japan, but I don't follow it as much as I wish I did. And it made me enjoy the show even more, because I didn't go in with a bunch of like expectations about certain wrestlers, like who's shit in locker room or anything like that. It was just sort of like,
Just go in as a one-off event.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when I was watching this. It kind of sometimes benefits, like less is more sometimes with wrestling.
Absolutely, and I feel like kind of not having a weekly show where you've got to keep up with all of that. It benefited the entire presentation. It made it feel like an event.
Yeah.
Not a clash of champions.
I think New Japan does that a bit anyway, though, don't they? They're not like loaded with they're not loaded with big events, and they generally just have a few build up to those events when they happen. So it's not they don't bombard it themselves, but. I mean, I had not expectations of how good people would be, but results, because I got some big favourites in New Japan.
It's funny you should mention Clash of Champions, Sam, because obviously our review is still available to go back and listen to. Maybe it was the quality of the pay-per-view and the time of year, but it hasn't been a popular episode. I mean, just the 4,000 downloads, I think.
Oh,
just the 4,000.
Yeah,
that's almost Mae Young territory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was really excited because it's something brand new, an escape from the monotony of the WWE pay-per-views we've had recently. So I was very excited indeed. But as I said, I don't really have a huge amount of knowledge, so I'm kind of hoping this podcast will work well for people who watch a lot of New Japan, because you three might not be fully full experts, but you have watched it, so you do know a little bit about the background and stuff.
It's comparable to our WWE knowledge.
Yeah.
We're not experts in any of it, really.
Yeah,
Totally.
Whereas I don't really know much at all, so hopefully I can ask stupid questions that some of our listeners might want to hear the answers to as well. So let's do it, shall we?
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to add just before we get going is that we're going to do a giveaway at the end of this podcast. We haven't done one for a little while. Some of you will know that Brett not only podcasts like a boss, he also illustrates all of the artwork for the podcast. And have you done this one already? Obviously, by the time this goes out, it will be done. But
yes, the drawing is there, so yeah.
Okay.
It's ready. It will be ready to go.
Okay, so it's the Naito artwork that you can see on your device at the moment. The original artwork for that, we're going to do a little giveaway, so we'll give details at the end of the podcast. So stick around for that. But for now, let's talk about Wrestle Kingdom.
Maybe look at that strong zero and that. Oh my God! Oh God, that was the edge of the ring.
So, Wrestle Kingdom 12 took place on Thursday the 4th of January at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. This is NJPW's biggest annual event and is probably the largest wrestling show in the world outside of the United States. Apparently it's referred to as the Japanese equivalent to the Super Bowl. And yeah, as you could see, people who watched it, is a pretty big deal. It's a massive night for Japanese wrestling with 8 title matches, including what was referred to as a double main event, with Kenny Omega facing Chris Jericho for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. And here we go, this is my first problem. Well, how do you say Okada's first name?
Kazuchika.
Yeah.
Kazuchika Okada versus...
Did we all say that 3 different ways?
No. I thought we said it the same.
Okay.
How do you say Naito's first name?
Tetsuya.
Yeah.
Kazuchika. Oh my God, I don't want to embarrass myself. So let's say Okada versus Naito for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
We're very formal around here. We only use surnames.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Okada versus Mr. Naito. We're going to do our best to go through the whole card, but obviously, as a lot of people pointed out when they logged on to NJPW World, the running order was 6 hours 38 minutes,
Including the Rumble, that was, wasn't it? I think.
Including the Rumble beforehand. So I think we're going to skip the Rumble entirely, unless you three have any big points you wanted to make about it.
The only thing, Bushi's mask with the tongue was really cool. That's it.
Yes.
That was it.
Okay, that's our Rumble review.
And where was Kawato?
Camel toe.
Well, Kawato.
Where was Camel Toe?
The best young lion. Although the best young lion that didn't win the tournament, but he didn't appear. He was just on the sidelines for the whole Wrestle Kingdom. I thought it was such a shame.
Yeah, did he get beaten up by Killer Elite Squad later? Maybe.
Oh yeah, he totally got brutalised by Kez.
The life of the young lion.
Brutalisation.
Yeah.
Kitamura's a beast. That's my Rumble comment.
Yeah. A wellness violation waiting to happen as well.
A wellness beast.
Good.
Okay, that's enough on Jinder.
I can't believe this. Jinder, we're only like 10 minutes in.
I'm sorry.
I was hoping that he wouldn't come up. Anyway.
Oh, here's a bet. I reckon Jinder headline Wrestle Kingdom next year.
I can't wait for Jinder Mahal versus Dolph Ziggler at Wrestle Kingdom 13.
I don't see it being as anticipated as this year's event, but who knows? So, the main card. We started off with the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title match between the Young Bucks and Roppongi 3K. Yo and Sho. Pretty easy names to pronounce.
But which one is Yo and which one is Sho, Adam?
Moving on, they came down with Rocky Romero. Here's another stupid question. What is Roppongi? What does that mean?
It's an area.
It's a place.
It's
in
a place.
Japan. It's
Oh,
a place
God.
in Tokyo.
Is that really stupid? Is that just? I should have known that from geography, GCSE.
Well, they do also say it in the commentary.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to look stupid.
It's okay.
I've had 12
That's
episodes
good
of
then.
this.
Roppongi is like the it's like a bit of the upmarket part of Tokyo.
Okay, fine. And am I right in saying that Rocky Romero has said that Yo and Sho are 3,000 times better than
Yeah,
the
the original Roppongi.
Roppongi
incarnation?
Vice.
Roppongi.
Yeah.
Roppongi Vice.
Good. I'm pleased you cleared that up for me.
Next match.
Any thoughts on the start of this?
I hate the Young Bucks, but goddamn, they're good. They are so good.
Yeah,
Can I start off saying like solid ring gear all round in this match?
I thought Roppongi looked like something you would see, like maybe at like Glastonbury at 4:00 in the morning, walking through,
Yes.
and just be like, "Oh
I love their silver
God, I
and
need to
gold
get some
combo.
sleep." It's awful.
I don't like Roppongi 3K, but
Oh really?
Okay, so
It
you
was a
hate
good
the Young
match.
Bucks and you don't like Roppongi 3K. So this
yeah, I'm
wasn't a
not
good
mad
start
on this
for you.
whole wrestling thing. Now, here's the thing: right, is the match was a brilliant match. Everyone did a really good job. The Young Bucks, they are so cocky.
Yeah, this was
Damn it.
this was full heel Young Bucks as well.
Yeah, they're so just arrogant and brilliant at what they do. So they're just Shawn Michaels cloned.
Yeah, I think they're great at telling stories in the ring. I think they really take you on a journey. I think.
It helped. Like this match started off a little bit like what they get. They get a lot of shtick for with the the whole spot fest.
Yeah.
With the twin elements like the twin sharpshooter and bits like
Yeah.
that. Started off it was sort of fun exhibition stuff, but not Wrestle Kingdom. But they certainly turned it around into a, as you say, like they really told a story in the end. I think, and really they really took it out on Yo in this match.
Oh yeah.
Like
They
he took some bumps and a half.
Their poor backs.
Yeah, they had the back issues for both teams, didn't they, at the start? And it was quite slow. I thought it was quite slow. I didn't sort of really rate the first sort of third of the match, but then it did get better, as you said.
Yeah, totally. Turned around.
I really enjoyed. Well, this is interesting. Did you guys watch with the Japanese commentary? I know a lot of people do that.
No.
I watched with the English commentary.
I quite like the English commentary. I think the team's pretty good.
Yeah, Kevin Kelly does well.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the other guy,
No.
but he's good. It was
I
funny.
enjoyed it when one of the Roppongi 3K guys went out through the ropes and pulled himself back in, and one of the commentators said he had great intestinal fortitude. What did you think about the early bit where Rocky was down on the ramp for ages? I thought
Forever. Did he get back up?
He was there forever. He did get back up in
Yeah.
the end, but
Oh,
it can't have hurt that much.
It must be so strange to just be lying there on a ramp, looking at like the rafters in a stadium of 40,000 people, just
yeah.
I know.
chilling out there.
And
Can't
that's
even
your
watch the
part.
match.
It's like the you're playing a dead person in a TV show and you're not allowed to breathe.
Yeah. It was just a really good match. This.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
way
it's
to
solid.
sort of start the show.
Yeah, obviously Young Bucks were victorious, winning their 7th tag team title. Finished off with the sharpshooter, of course. Yeah, I think it was a good start. I wasn't blown away. I sort of have mixed feelings about the Young Bucks as well. I haven't seen loads of them. So what I do tend to see is a lot of short clips on Twitter and things like that, which tend to be their spots. But yeah,
Yeah, there was
decent
a
stuff.
great moment towards the end where they Matt draped, I think it was Yo, on the ropes, and Nick Jackson did like a swanton onto his back and like landed fully on his back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, I made a note of that. That was good.
that was great, but it looked so painful.
Cool.
I mean, I think the Young Bucks are amazing and absolutely killing it at the moment.
Yeah, totally. I'm okay with their cocky shtick.
Yeah.
Like, I totally buy into it, and I think they are great. And I enjoy the Spot Fest matches. I enjoy the comedy matches that they have in like 6-man tags in the build-up shows and stuff. And when they turn it serious as well, you know, they're great heels.
Cool. Moving on then, the next match was a gauntlet match for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team championships. We had Suzuki Gun, Taichi Takashi. Oh God,
Takashi Iizuka and Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Sabre Jr. And then we had Michael Elgin and War Machine, Chaos, who were Beretta, Tomohiro Ishii, and Toru Yano. Fuck. Taguchi Japan were Joyce Robinson. Joyce. The easiest word to say. Juice Robinson,
Classic.
Raisuke Taguchi, and
Ryusuke.
was it Togi Makabe?
Makabe.
Yes.
Makabe, man. One of you guys should have hosted this episode. And then we had the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale, Tamatonga, and Tangaloa.
Yes.
Perfect.
Was anyone else surprised to see Michael Elgin wrestling?
Oh, I could not believe he was
Yeah.
in this.
I was a bit taken back by that. I wasn't expecting to see him wrestle
No,
again.
because not only did he say in some very sexually aggressive tweets to
Yeah.
a pro,
They
he
got
also
released.
slagged off Jeff Cobb, his teammate in the tag league as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and that stuff all came out during the tag league as
Yeah.
well, I thought. Because I was really excited to see Elgin and Jeff Cobb as a tag team in the World Tag League. Because I thought that was just going to be an awesome... And then all that came out and it was just like, oh, I don't want to watch this now.
No,
Yeah.
I was a big fan of his like earlier this year, and then
Yeah, he had some great matches.
fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy, totally.
Also, like War Machine during this match kind of had that look of fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck that
War
guy.
Machine
And
have-
also, we're out of
Yeah,
here.
we're out of it. See you guys
Yeah,
later.
War Machine are on their way. They're gone.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see them versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
Oh, God.
When I first saw War Machine on New Japan, I didn't like them at all, but I think they're amazing now. I think they're so good.
Oh, yeah.
They're one of the best big guy movers I've ever seen. Those guys.
I've
Yeah.
never seen a man of that size do a cartwheel.
No,
Other than, I think Killian Dane has occasionally.
They're amazing on. They had a couple of matches on Progress. And they were excellent. I can't remember who they were against or what chapter they were. So yeah,
Yeah,
go
no.
and check that out.
Although, what about Zack Sabre Jr. sending, was it Rowe to sleep in this match?
yeah.
To knock them out? I did not expect that.
Zack Sabre Jr. is flourishing in
Yeah.
Suzuki Gun. He's so good as a heel.
In Japan in general, I think
Yeah.
they really love him over there, don't they? Because he's getting some great opportunities and some big, moments.
Yeah, I'm not kind of surprised you don't see him in like maybe the Intercontinental title picture a little bit. Maybe that is for like this year.
Toriano won a title, guys.
Yes.
Toriano.
Again, that's an odd team as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it's lasted.
Beretta,
yeah.
Ishii, and Yano.
So, yeah, I think they lost it the next day on New Year's Dash.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah.
So,
Did they? At least you know that. That's good.
Bloody typical New Japan 50-50 booking.
flip-flopping titles.
I've got another stupid. Well, it might be a stupid question. What is Never? Why is it the Never open weight?
Oh,
Okay.
I was meant to look this up before we podded because I have no idea either.
The
No.
never open weight, as far as I'm aware, and please edit this if I'm completely wrong.
No.
No,
at all.
okay, fine. So the never open weight was essentially a little bit, I think, like a developmental thing in Japan, similar to what our NXT title, the WWE's NXT title is. However, I don't think it took off, and so they just thought, okay, we're just going to make never open weight stuff, kind of like a second or third tier title in Japan.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
good excuse to have a title for like the 3-man tag matches that they have all the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, this was quite hard to follow. This for
Yeah, the
somebody who
gauntlet
doesn't
match
know
is a bit
what's
chaotic,
going on.
a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did know quite a few of the wrestlers. I mean, my perspective, obviously, I'm a massive Zack Sabre Jr. fan as well, like all of us are. He didn't really feature much in this. Obviously, he did start off with choking out Raymond Rowe, which was cool, but
They were out straight after that, though. As soon
Yeah.
as Chaos came in,
yeah, it was Yano
they
that
were out.
got rid of them, wasn't it? But
Yeah.
one thing with Zack Sabre, I know we were just talking about him, but just to go back, because I always think this whenever I watch him, is how sort of distinctly, well, the way he sells, the way he sort of goes limp when he gets hit, and the way he lets his torso sort of flop around.
He's quite a gangly man.
Yeah, but it's so him. Like it's so not hardly anyone else does it like that, and it just looks really realistic. I love it.
Yeah.
He sort of goes vacant on the face, and he's a total pro.
He always wrestles his match as well. Like, like everyone comes, if they have a match with him, they want to wrestle, a technical match with Zack Sabre.
Yeah,
Which is
To sound
great.
a little bit harsh, I think he kind of always looks a bit vacant in the face.
yeah. I suppose maybe he doesn't have the.
We don't all think that, Zach. I know you're not listening, but,
Maybe he is.
He's amazing. He's so good.
He's truly unique. Like, I can't think of another wrestler out there like him at
Yeah.
all. I think he's amazing.
Yeah,
Although
he's
I
incredible.
absolutely can't stand Tai Chi.
The ex-punk of New
Oh
Japan.
God, I hate him so much. I hate this little hammer he always gets out. Like, what's he doing with that hammer? Where's he getting that from?
I think he's hilarious.
Oh, I hate his
long as
hair.
you
I
don't-
hate his face. God, I hate
Do you
him.
like his
About
chaps?
the pants? Yeah, the chaps rip
Oh.
to the trunks
God, I hate
at
him.
the right moment.
If we were to ever go back and do top 5 wrestlers again who kind of we secretly love, Tai Chi would be probably top of my list.
I don't think I could ever talk to you again.
What did you guys think about Ishii lifting Farley?
That was awesome.
That was
yeah.
good. Do you
He
think
does that
is Farley
so
bigger than
much.
Keith Lee? Is he bigger than Keith Lee, or is he?
I reckon.
Because obviously that was one of the huge spots at Global Wars. Was when
An
he lifted
amazing
Keith Lee.
spot. I mean, that match at Global was amazing.
But not just that, like, Farley's not as acrobatic as Keith Lee either. So, you can see Keith Lee being able to help that happen, but Farley, he must have to do a lot of the work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked. I think it looked hard. It looked like a lot of hard work.
That's Ishii, though. He's a beast.
Oh gosh, yeah. No neck though. Like his head starts below his shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you forget how small he is. Like, I don't know, there's just something about his look that makes you think that he's a big guy, and then you see him in the ring and he's not.
He's not. I don't know much about New Japan, but I know I love Ishii.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
I do feel he was a
That
bit
is
wasted in this
clear.
gauntlet match, but
Yeah, not
Yeah.
big enough
Yeah.
place for him, was it?
No, so as we said, I think it was Beretta who won it at the end for Chaos with a Dude Buster on Tamatonga. So Chaos became the new champs, but then lost it the next day. Yeah, I thought it was a fun match, but it's just a bit. I mean, it was good because it's different, a gauntlet match, and I was intrigued, but it's a bit silly, really.
It's a little bit throwaway.
Yeah.
This is the thing I'd like about lots of New Japan shows, though, is like you get a lot of change of pace.
Yeah,
And you get stuff that, like, this wasn't a serious match. There was loads of spots in it. It was quick. It was constantly changing. So it was, it was interesting in that aspect because obviously, like we're going to go on, there were some, much more longer, drawn out sort of slugfest matches to happen. So it's a nice different pace.
that's true. There were 15 wrestlers in this match, and it was only 21 minutes.
Yeah. Plus, they're probably all getting a paycheck for that.
yeah, it's one of those matches just to get everyone on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, good way of doing it. Can't complain.
No, it's fun.
Next up, we had a singles match. Unbelievably, this wasn't a titles match. One of the only was this the only one that wasn't a titles match? Or am I being stupid? I think
Yeah,
obviously
right.
every other
Yeah,
match
you're right.
was a title match, which is pretty crazy. But this is one of the ones that I was most excited about, probably because they're two big names that I was well aware of. Cody went to call him Cody Rhodes, but he is just Cody, isn't he?
I mean, he is still Cody Rhodes.
Yes. But we'll call
That
him
is
Cody
still
for the
his
purposes of this. Didn't really care about him in the past, but do a little bit more now. And obviously Kota Ibushi, another podcast favourite, the American Nightmare versus the Golden Star. Sam, tell us exactly what you thought about this match.
I'm glad you asked, Adam. I actually skipped this match. I'm sorry.
Boo.
I don't like Cody Rhodes.
Even so, how could you skip an Ibushi match?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say something quite controversial here.
Oh,
You want Sam off the pod?
Yeah. No, I'm just
Wrestle
going to say.
Kingdom is 6 hours long.
But if you're going to. Yeah, this was a weird one to skip, though.
I think so.
There was no title on the line. I'm not mad on Cody Rhodes, and I wanted to watch a 5-hour, 45-minute show, not a 6-hour show. So,
Well, are you the only one out of us who actually watched it all at once? Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, I watched it across 2 nights. I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I
you
watched
guys
it.
watched it across
Yeah,
last
like
couple of
3
days.
days, I think.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I can't blame you for wanting to skip a match, but I am quite surprised that you skipped this one, especially because I thought it was really good. Before we get into the actual match, though, don't you think that when Cody came in, don't you think he looks a bit like Milo? That all-right
oh,
guy.
that dick.
Oh,
Who?
Well, I mean, he's going for the villain look, so.
Sting
Yeah.
from the June movie.
Okay, maybe a mix.
I think he has a great, fun villain look at the moment. And
Yeah.
his whole act and stuff, it just felt like, I don't know why it felt 90s, but it just felt like a OTT 90s villain. And I loved it.
I think what Sam was saying about Zack Sabre Jr. having a vacant face all the time, Cody is the complete opposite. His facial expressions are amazing.
Yeah. I mean, a bit like Sam, I'm not a massive fan of Cody. I think he's a good wrestler, but certainly his matches in New Japan haven't been anything amazing, except for that match with Okada.
I do like his gimmick. I like the American Nightmare gimmick.
Yeah, he's a great character. Like, he really is a great character. And I think this was his best match in New Japan, certainly.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I've read as well. Would you say that Cody and Brandy are sort of like the Miz and Maurice of New Japan, or is that harsh? Or
If Miz had no personality, then
it's interesting because I thought he had no personality in WWE, but this match, his entrance, everything that was going on in and out the ring, the stuff with Brandy, I thought he was great.
Yeah, I mean, the spot where Brandy got hit by Kota Ibushi and then she sort of feigned injury and then Kota lifted her up and then Cody came along and just smacked him in the face. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It's a really great character work.
I'm going to need to go back and watch it, I think.
I think you should.
Yeah, I think we're just going to say the crossroads to the outside
Yeah.
was like the spot of the night. It was absolutely brutal.
Insane. But then that's Ibushi taking it, and Ibushi's nuts. Like,
He is.
the internet and social media has enlightened me that Ibushi is actually bonkers.
Wow, yeah, some of those videos going around of the stuff that he's doing outside and
For DDT and
cars
stuff,
and
yeah.
jumping onto flaming barrels and
Shooting fireworks at himself.
Yeah, he's a nutter. He is a nutter. No wonder he didn't fancy joining WWE. There'd be none of that. No fireworks at all. Completely banned. So Ibushi won it at the end with the Phoenix Splash. And yeah, great match. Only 16 minutes long. So, Sam, 16 minutes. You can do it.
The time wasn't there, man. Time wasn't there.
I'd be interested to see where Ibushi goes after this. Like, is he going to be more regular in New Japan this year, do you reckon, going forwards?
I hope so. He's had so many great matches when he has come in and appeared.
I mean, he's massively over with the crowd as well.
Yeah.
Next up, we had the No, we didn't. We had the IGWP Tag Team Championship match between Los Ingobernables de Japan. Yes!
You were doing so well until you got to Japan.
Yeah.
De
Japan.
Japan.
I know, but that's annoying. That is annoying.
You nailed the flip and then fucked the landing.
Fuck.
That's
sake.
what's it. When my hand goes up, your
Mouth goes closed.
mouth goes closed.
Oh, bugger. Okay, Evil and Sonada versus the Killer Elite Squad. Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer. My first thoughts on this, that Evil he kind of looks so over the top scary that he doesn't really look scary at all.
Has Evil got himself a real scythe now?
It's looking
Yeah,
better,
he's
isn't
definitely
it? Yeah.
upgraded it. Definitely
Good for
upgraded
him.
it.
Because I swear, like this time last year, it was about the size of like a whisk. It was tiny.
It was
Yeah.
like Halloween shop sort of.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the supermarket in the kids aisle. There's a Halloween scythe.
Yeah. I kind of enjoyed this match. I actually kind of thought Killer Elite Squad were pretty damn good in this.
They were mean. They were super
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, they were
They're
mean,
massive.
and
They
were
are
brutal.
huge.
I think Lance Archer is like 6'7" or something crazy. He's
Yeah.
massive.
I think they're both over 6'4".
I actually want to ask you, Adam, because I haven't watched Progress. Davey Boy Smith, obviously British wrestler, son of Davey Boy Smith, but hey, no.
Yeah.
Well
Hey,
remembered.
that's what happens when you name kids like that. But has he ever kind of appeared in Progress or any of the kind of the British wrestling scene, or has he always been just kind of abroad doing his thing?
I mean, I don't think. No, he's never been on Progress.
He was on that ITV, renewing World of Sport.
He's made like a
one
special
episode.
appearance, didn't he? Because
Yeah.
they obviously knew that people would know who his dad was.
Sure.
I think he did some stuff. This is lame. I'm going, I think he did some stuff, but that's because I literally just Googled it. I'm on his Wikipedia page. So I was going to say, I think he did some stuff in 2006 where he appeared on One Pro Wrestling at No Turning Back on January the 6th, 2006.
Oh, really, Adam?
Yeah, I think he was billed as the mystery opponent of NWA World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett.
Wow.
I'm not
okay,
sure,
we've
though.
gone down that rabbit hole.
I'd have to check.
So we can probably safely say this is a man who's trading on his name.
He's been in New Japan before, though, hasn't he?
He has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. I mean, according to this, he was in New Japan 2005, bit of indie stuff 2006, WWE from 2006 to 2011.
See, I remember him in WWE for like a year, but
Yeah. Then he was in the indies, then New Japan 2012 to 2015, then Pro Wrestling Noah, and then now back to New Japan. So
it's so strange how like British wrestling has had such a massive influx in the last few years, and he hasn't been involved in it at all.
Yeah. He looked good in this match as well. This is the first time I've seen Killer Elite Squad.
yeah, me too. I really enjoyed them at the start. The bit where they were brutalising the young lions.
There's nothing better than in Japanese wrestling than when a wrestler turns on the young lions.
Yeah. Brutalising was a phrase that the commentary team used a lot
Yeah,
throughout the evening. It's one of their go-tos, I think.
I like Lance Armstrong's water bottle collection.
Lance Archer.
Last year.
Lance
Archer.
Archer. Not Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong's water bottles are filled with something
Yeah,
completely
very
different.
I thought that Lance Archer must be an absolute nightmare to go out for a few drinks with. 'Cause he just has a little sip of one drink, spits it on somebody, and chucks it on the floor, and then needs another one. He got through a lot. I thought it was really cool. I thought the Kez sort of beat down at the start was a lot of fun, and it was I like both teams. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, Killer Elite Squad came off super strong in this match. It was like 90% them.
Yeah.
I don't really remember
Yeah.
any offense from Evil or Sonada until the end, really.
No, and they didn't have to do much. I love Evil and Sonada, and I just thought they were just... I get the whole turnaround, and it only takes this little sequence to win in a match or in any match to tell that part of the story, but they definitely took way too much of a beat down in the build-up to that.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
it to be believable, or for it to be like... I don't know, just seem
It
legit.
felt like a squash,
it
didn't it, at the start? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think it did a very good job of showcasing how good Evil and Sonada are.
No, not at all. It definitely was a stage for Kez, and not so much Evil and Sonada.
Yeah,
But Evil and
That's how I
Sonada
felt.
won, so
they did.
Yep.
yeah. And I love those two guys, so I was more happy with the result than the actual match.
Well, one last thing with this. The World Tag League trophies.
They are
Awful.
Bad, aren't
like,
they? Yeah.
they are the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is coming from somebody who only a couple of months ago competed for a Money in the Bank lunchbox.
Hey, honestly, mate, that looks $1 million compared to these fucking trophies. They're like made out of tin foil. They look really shoddy, really light. They're awful.
yeah.
I do like in New Japan them bringing the trophies to the ring though, like kind of regardless of how shite they are.
It's a shame they don't do that in WWE with the Andre the Giant one. Try to bring that down to the ring each time.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that tag team championship match, we moved on to a hair match for the never openweight title between Hiroki Goto and Minoru Suzuki.
What did you think of this match, Adam?
I pulled a Sam here, and basically I've been watching it for a long time, and I just wanted to get through to a couple of the bigger matches. Obviously, I've realised now that this is and was a big match, and a lot of history and all that stuff. And hair matches are a big deal in Japanese culture, but I just I skipped it. Basically, I skipped through and then accidentally saw the hair shaving going on. So then I was like,
this
I know what
was
happened.
my favourite match of the night. I love this match.
Mine too.
I'm going to agree with Sam. I was totally
this.
over for this match. It was awesome. It was
I
awesome.
want to commit to this now. Originally, back in podcast 1, I said my favourite wrestler is Kenny Omega, and I was like, yeah, he's great. My favourite wrestler is Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
This guy is the scariest person on the planet. I'm just...
We've got a question
him.
actually from Dan Griffin on Twitter, who said, "Who is the hardest person in wrestling, and why is it Minoru Suzuki? Also, is he scarier with or without his hair?"
Probably. I mean, he looks terrifying bald. Like, he really looks terrifying bald.
Yeah.
And his hair before was bonkers as well, with that little bit at the back. So that was equally terrifying.
So, do you know what his hair used to be? Because obviously he shaved it off. I think it used to be like he made it look like a fruit from an anime.
Oh, is that what it was meant to be?
Yeah, it's meant to be like a fruit from an anime called One Piece. Weirdly enough, I think, which he was also in.
There you go, trivia.
Was he in One
There we
Piece?
go.
Good
He was in
knowledge.
One Piece,
Of course he was. He's Suzuki. He's awesome.
and the character Kazeno Minoru.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, just going back to the listener's question, I think he's terrifying because he just wears like these tiny black trunks, these tiny black boots. He's got a face that looks like it's a load of ground meat in a bag.
He's got the most pop princess opening music
Yeah.
ever, and
Yeah.
no one would have the balls to tell him, yeah, do you know what? That's a bit fairy kind of
Yeah.
like...
He just carries himself as a complete badass.
He's just got such a presence to him.
I think like
Absolutely love him.
MMA background helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, guys, you know that Rev Pro show I'm going to in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, don't just keep going on about it.
Don't even.
Suzuki versus Tyler Bate, mate.
Oh,
Come on.
John, you're a dick.
How are they going to send the remains back? So, what I love about this match is that Minoru Suzuki, kind of, one of the best things about him, he's always a sore loser. If he loses, you know what? You don't want to be a young lion. And he just goes mental. And to see him come back into the ring and be intimidated by a man cutting his own hair is just like, wow, that's a badass right there.
That was such a nice moment when he walked back in. It was lovely.
Especially like the choking from the second row.
Oh, that was so brutal.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, the commentary was on point as well in this, where it was like, don't go for the gotch pile driver, and sure enough he does, and sure enough it gets countered. And it's just, the whole thing just came together really well.
That's a common theme with Suzuki in New Japan shows, though. The old, they say it every time. Like, just don't go for the gotch, and every time he does it. It's great, though.
I love his commitment to it, though.
Yeah, he wants to finish on that. It's like, when you're playing on your PlayStation and you're not happy to end the match until you hit that move.
Sure.
That's what he's doing.
This is it. Is that Suzuki is sold as a sadist, and he comes across as a sadist.
Yeah, this match was
awesome.
so stiff.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Like, some of the hits in it were just so brutal. Like, it was hard to watch in places because it was just an absolute beating. Like, Minoru just absolutely dominated.
Yes.
And it features the worst ref in wrestling history. Like, how are you not calling this match? Like, when the doctor came in and Goto was obviously passed out, eyes rolling back in his head. Call the match.
Yeah.
This is he's dead. He's literally dead on the canvas, and you are not calling it. And there was a point where he was raising his arm, and it dropped 3 times. Still didn't call it.
No.
It's Japan, mate. They do it 20 times. And I love as well, like the kind of the interruption from Suzuki Gun. How he's a proper heel. He kind of, the rules of this match: no seconds, no anything. And even still, Suzuki Gun come out, and the whole thing just works. It's just good.
Okay.
Brilliant heel.
I'll have to go back and watch it then.
And this,
Honestly,
even
Adam,
though
it's
this
a
had
great match.
history,
It's a really great match.
between the
Okay.
two of them, I think they told the story just in that match. Like
Yeah.
it didn't need any build up, didn't anything. Like you knew what was on the line, and they told everything. Like just in that ring, which was just so good.
If I was to recommend one match for like a new fan to go and watch of New Japan Wrestling, this would be it.
Oh, I
For
don't
fuck's
know.
sake. This is ridiculous. I was like, yeah, I've watched Wrestle Kingdom 12. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about now.
One last thing, Minoru Suzuki, 1 year older than Goldust.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know everybody's age compared to Goldust. That's your specialist subject.
He's
Hey,
the barometer.
that's how you win lunchboxes.
That's true. That is true. Cool. Okay, well, we'll move on then from that match that I will definitely go back and watch at some point to one of the most highly anticipated matches, even though there were just loads of those. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way match between Hiromu Takanashi, Kushida, Will Ospreay, and Marty Scurll.
Squirrel.
Marty Scurll. I'm really chuffed to see that since Marty Scurll finished in our top 5 ring attire.
He only upped his game a bit further.
He's upped his game. He's realised there's a lot more people watching him now and checking out what he's doing and what he's wearing. And those wings,
Yeah.
They
how
were good
cool
wings.
was that? And also the way he came up he did come up through the floor, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Quite a few people did that.
Yeah. Takahashi did as well. He sprung from the floor, didn't he? That
Yeah,
was
Very
that was it.
Mysterio'd up.
Yeah, I love the Takahashi thing. I want to do that at some point in life. You
I
just
love
know it'll go
Takahashi.
horrendously
He's
wrong.
great.
Yeah, Takahashi.
Yeah.
Daryl.
I loved all the guys in this match.
Yeah, this was the match I was the most anticipating.
This match actually featured my highlight of the whole Wrestle Kingdom event, which was Kushida's ring gear. The sort of grey shorts, grey boots with like the neon blocks down the side. Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Is that? I can't remember what he wore for Wrestle Kingdom now, but he has the ones that have like a bit of the hoverboard pattern and the Mattel logo on.
I don't know, it had the Mattel logo. It's definitely it almost looked like an energy bar on the side. Oh,
Yeah.
So I was actually going to mention how much I love Takahashi's ring gear.
Yeah, I love
His
Takahashi.
jacket
Full stop.
and the hair and Daryl, the whole thing.
Daryl.
What is Daryl the cat? What's the deal with Daryl?
he brought it out at the G1 in America, didn't he? In US.
Yeah, so Daryl is a cat that accompanies Takahashi to the ring, and
Yeah.
a few months ago, Bad Luck Fale ripped him in half. And
Yeah.
since then, he has made a miraculous Shibata-esque recovery. And yeah,
I think
It's back
Daryl's
at
been
the
on
ring.
the receiving end of various like Bullet Club beatings as well.
So Daryl
It's just-
sometimes gets in the ring.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Wow.
normally the wrestlers get out of the ring and go get him. But
to get him, he doesn't get there himself.
That actually reminds me, just a brief side note, when we're talking about what wrestling we've been watching recently, last night I watched the start of Progress Unboxing Live, where they don't announce any of the matches, so it's all a massive surprise. And I think this is okay just to say one wrestler that features in the opening match, so it's not a huge spoiler, but they have inflatable Lycos. Obviously, Lycos is injured at the moment. Oh my god, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so good. I heavily recommend watching that match. But maybe one day we'll see a little crossover: Daryl the Cat versus inflatable Lycos. You never know.
that'd be a
We
good
can
match.
hope.
Do you reckon Lycos still gets paid for for a full appearance?
Maybe his gear makes an appearance.
I mean, he's there.
I hope so, because he hasn't wrestled for ages.
No.
so
Back
this
on-
match
back on
itself. Let's get back on the track.
I thought this was a really good sort of, after the sort of Goto Suzuki match, this was like a really fun, really high pace, really high energy.
Athletic.
Yeah, it's a really good match.
Yeah, I agree.
It's everything you wanted from these people, though. Like, there's so much speed and ability there.
Yeah.
I think what made this match a really good one as well is the contrast to the Suzuki Goto match, which is obviously quite a stiff kind of traditional wrestling match, and then this one is just like it's like ballet. It's just art. It's people flying around doing flips and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ospreay and
just
Kushida.
amazing.
I could watch those guys wrestle forever.
Yeah,
It's so good to see Ospreay, like, having watched All the Progress last year and seeing Ospreay's early matches where I was like, well, I don't really get the hype. Like, he does a load of flippy stuff.
Yeah.
He hams it up. He goes over the top. His facial expressions are annoying. And he's just improved immeasurably. He obviously can still all do the flippy stuff, but he can do everything else as well.
Yeah, he's leveled up big time. I was the same. Like, I always really appreciated what he could do, but never like did it sort of fall into my like favorite guys to watch
Yeah.
sort of category. But like in the last, I don't know, year or so, he's just like totally gone into that spot.
Yeah, he's had a massive year, Ospreay.
Yeah.
And that match at the Super Juniors against Kushida was
that was an
off the
incredible
chart.
match. The final.
Yeah, oh, unbelievable.
I don't understand the hype with Marty Scurll.
I think this was my favourite Skrull match, actually.
Yeah.
Skrull.
So other than the finger break, announcing his moves and the amazing ring gear, what makes him good?
I think he's a great character, and I think that character is out the ring and also in the ring as well, which I think really works.
I thought this was one of the best matches I've seen from him because he at the start he did the comedy when he was going in and out of the ring, and the stuff he comes out with, the stuff he says is quite amusing. But then also quite early on, I think he did the spin around DDT, which was perfectly executed, and actually made me sort of sit up and go, okay, he's got it as well. I thought it was a good match for him.
He's a great technical wrestler, though. When you like see some of his matches of the past, I mean, obviously being good mates with Zack Sabre, and they've had some great matches in the past. Like, technically, he is really good, and I think he just has stripped a lot of that back and brought a lot more character out. Recently, which has just totally worked for him.
I don't see it, to be honest. I think maybe I need to watch more of his matches, but I just think compared to Zack Sabre Jr., compared to Will Ospreay, compared to Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Adrian Neville, even, like, he's just...
I think he's something different to all of those, yeah.
That's a lot of great wrestlers there you've just mentioned, though.
But that's what the bar is.
No, and I think he's up there, but like they are all like top guys. So I don't think like being near or around them, even if you don't think he's quite them, is anything to be ashamed of.
No. There was an Oz cutter. There was a bit where they had the Oz cutter into a chicken wing, which was really cool, and I thought he did well there. I have seen some matches where it is just finger snaps and chicken wings, and he's constantly calling for chicken wings, and it is a bit like, oh. Yeah. And sometimes I don't think he's great at being a heel, and the fans actually love him too much, and he has like his sense of humor, his cheeky sense of humor. He maybe comes out a bit too much for his character, but I'm a fan.
Maybe that's part of him, especially in Japan, the Bullet Club side of things, like being a part of that, because they do have a lot of those matches where there's a lot more just comedy and they do the silly bits more.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed this match a lot. I love the spot he did with taping up Takahashi's arm to the railing and all of that, and the match was really good, really good.
Yeah. Can I just add, like, because we haven't mentioned enough about Takahashi, because there's lots of great people there, but like he's so quick when he puts the sequence together, like the speed just suddenly like sprints.
Yeah,
I thought he was quite really quiet in this match, old Takahashi.
Yeah, he was a bit. I think there was a lot of Ospreay skirl going on, wasn't there?
There was a bit towards the end though, wasn't there, where Takahashi did the load of sunset bombs and then the time bomb, and I loved it. I haven't really seen Takahashi at all, and I thought that was really cool move, really nicely done.
Sunset bomb looks like one of the most painful moves in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes. Totally.
And then Kushida did it as well.
I've been enjoying the build up to this match with Takahashi and Ospreay. Kind of this. They've been doing this whole angle of Takahashi thinking that Ospreay is a cat and trying to catch him. Yeah. And the whole thing has just been bizarre comedy, but it's just been really funny.
Yeah.
Big
what about the umbrella to the head? That looks seriously painful.
Oh yeah, that looks nasty.
Yeah, he has a good swing on that.
He does not hold back.
No.
So in the end, Will Ospreay was the winner with the Oz cutter on Skrull to take that title from Skrull.
It seems strange that Skrull won the title to begin with, to be honest. Like, Ospreay didn't have it for that long.
No.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, he's got it back now. And I just thought this was a great match, all in all.
Yeah,
Really,
really
really
fun.
enjoyed it.
Agreed. Yeah.
Good. Isn't this nice to be talking about good matches in a row? Like loads of good matches.
I had such a good time watching this whole event. I might watch it again this weekend.
It's worth it, isn't it?
Wow.
You got the free 6 hours.
Maybe not all 6. I might start with Goto Suzuki and then probably skip the next match, actually.
Yeah, there's matches that are worth watching again. And when we do our matches of the year chat just before WrestleMania, I'm sure some of these may well come up and will be worth revisiting. Next up, we had the IWGP Intercontinental Championship match between Hiroshi Tanahashi. This is awful of me, but obviously I didn't realise there was a Takanashi and a Tanahashi. I just thought there was one wrestler.
That's okay. I mix these two people up all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's fine.
Yeah,
So
you
this
do.
was Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jay White, aka Switchblade.
Yes.
Okay, but what is the general consensus? I feel like this is a comment that's probably been made over the years, for years and years and years, and so it's not going to be new. But Tanahashi's hair.
It's amazing. Yeah. What else needs to be
Okay,
said?
well, next time when we meet up to go to Riptide,
Hold up.
I want you all to have Tanahashi hair when we next meet up at Riptide. Yeah?
I'm not committing myself to amazing at all on this. Tanahashi reminds me of Shawn Michaels in a way where Shawn Michaels is like 50 and has a ponytail.
Oh,
what
don't do that,
earth are you
Sam.
talking
That's-
about?
Who are you looking at there?
I'm
There
sorry,
is no
but
comparison.
Tanahashi is... I don't know, it's the air guitar on the title.
I love the air guitar.
He's
Yeah.
too old, stop it. Act
He's
your
not.
age, Tanahashi.
He doesn't look his age.
I didn't make many notes about this match, but the only notes I've made is I want to know everything about Tanahashi. I want to know what food he eats, his workout regime, his skincare regime, what hair products he uses, how much sleep he gets each day.
Just follow his Instagram.
Like, he's ageless. He looks amazing.
He does.
Act your age.
He looks amazing apart from his cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, to be fair, in this
I
match,
spotted quite early.
he looked a bit gingery. Like, he looks
Yeah.
he looks really broken.
This wasn't. I think he has been quite injured. for
Yeah,
the
I think he's got
whole year,
issue
though,
with his
hasn't he?
knee and his bicep, but he looks done.
So, what's the consensus on Jay White?
It's hard to judge him on this match, I think, because
Yeah, I wasn't in. Like, I love Tanahashi. I sort of know of Jay White, but I don't really know enough, and there wasn't any real, apart from like the few Switchblade videos and him sort of appearing. I don't know enough, and I just wasn't invested in this match at all because of
That's
Jay
how I
White.
felt as well. Is that I felt like Tanahashi deserved a bigger opponent.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, he's just come back, hasn't he, from his excursion from Young Lion to now he's got a gimmick, and it was just like, yeah, straight in for the IC belt against Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom.
Sure. I mean,
Too much too soon.
I think kind of with Jay White, he's obviously got the nod from somewhere because he's now part of Chaos, feuding with Kenny Omega. Like,
Yeah.
obviously someone is very high on him, and I'm not quite sure I see the appeal.
No. I don't think I've seen enough, maybe, but he's not someone when I watch New Japan that I'm like excited or enthused about.
no,
Yeah, same.
not a big fan of the gimmick either. It looks a bit weird.
It's
No.
a bit My Chemical Romance, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's why I thought just some emo kid, hadn't seen him before at all and wasn't that taken with him.
but I think it's
doesn't mean he's
still
bad.
early. Yeah, it's still early.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I didn't really make many notes on this at all because I think it's a difficult spot sandwiched in with the three sort of most anticipated matches. I mean, it could be described as a toilet break match for some, even though it's got Tanahashi in, and I do know that he is a legend. But I think I spent most of this match being like, "Oh my god, it's Jericho Omega next," and so didn't really focus on it properly.
Shall we
You know what I
just
mean?
go straight into?
Let's do it?
Yeah,
Let's
let's do it.
bloody do it. IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match between Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. Alpha versus Omega.
Kenny!
Get it? That was just the
Kenny!
best.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. Where this isn't for podcast points because this is just a matter of opinion. Okay, where would you guys say this match ranks in terms of biggest matches of Jericho's career?
Good question.
That's a very good question.
My memory does not serve me well enough to recall any others.
Okay, well, a lot of people say that his sort of biggest match, one of his biggest matches, was obviously against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 19.
Yeah.
Then you've got things like the WCW Championship match with The Rock in 2001. I mean, just off the top of my head, there was the Last Man Standing match against Triple H in 2000. I did look up these. I just wondered if anything would come to mind.
It's hard to say because I haven't seen those matches in such a long time. It's definitely his best match since the sort of time he came back with sort of the light up coat. You know, when he,
I mean, this time last year, did he not have a Last Man Standing match with Kevin Owens? I'm not sure who it was with. It might have been Dean Ambrose actually, but he took a horrible bump on the tax.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But
yeah,
in
that
terms
was a decent match.
In terms of sort of the biggest match, like the anticipation for this, the effect that it's had sort of on the wrestling world, the amount of people, amount of fans who won't have watched any New Japan and have because of this, it's huge, really, isn't it?
It's certainly in the conversation of Jericho's biggest and best matches of all time, like ever.
Yeah. One thing I really enjoyed was sort of across the whole pay-per-view was how the commentary team weren't afraid to refer to other promotions and to refer to the WWE.
Yeah. In this match, they referred to WWE a lot.
Yeah.
They did. But that's something that obviously WWE never do, sacrilege. But I love the stat with how Ric Flair, Brock Lesnar, and Jericho are the only three people to headline both a Wrestle Kingdom and a WrestleMania. That's just a really cool thing to have done.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Go for it, Sam. Go.
Yeah. No, I thought the match was. I thought it was surprisingly a little bit more hardcore than I was expecting.
It was really brutal.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be a little bit more wrestling, a little less chair shots, to be honest.
Yeah. Although Kenny Omega is another person that is pretty bonkers. Like some of his matches, even in just the wrestling, like it is pretty brutal. So I'm not totally surprised.
Sure.
With him in that aspect, because I just think he'll step over that line.
Yeah. When Jericho was coming down the
over it.
ramp, I was like, I hope you realise how many knees to the face you're going to get, mate.
Yes.
Because you are.
It's
God,
going
he took
to be.
a
And there
huge
was.
one, didn't he?
How many V-triggers were there in this match?
Yeah. I mean, a point that's been made universally, really, is that obviously the reason that they did that was because... And it's amazing to say that Jericho is 47 years old.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have done a half-hour match just pure wrestling, probably.
Sure.
They definitely paced it really well, like sort of played to Jericho's strengths. It wasn't too fast and quick paced.
Oh, and his heel stuff early on with the ref and the ref's son. Apparently.
Oh yeah, that was really
cool. He's just so good.
I mean, I love the pull apart at the beginning of the match before the bell rang. I thought that was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when he pushed the young lions away, they did it like, like when they try and do it with Braun Strowman, like jumping up and everyone sort of falling at the same time. Like they really nailed that.
It looked
in
natural.
time.
I thought it looked natural. I was like, oh my god, do you think that was choreographed?
Yeah, it looked awesome.
And then nobody replied because I was watching alone.
I really enjoyed the announcer table spot.
Oh, that
Gave
was
us a taste of what it's like to be the Spanish.
I couldn't work out whether that was meant to happen or whether that was a botch. I mean, he went flying through that table so far.
I think it's probably meant to happen.
And the great thing was that was right at the start, so it sort of let you know what you're in for. Jericho came out with a "shut up, fuck face." That was good.
I wish he had put someone on the list.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he couldn't, could he, really?
There was one criticism I had, which was Jericho going through the table on the apron, which... Sorry.
Well, when he had to really align himself.
Yeah, when it was a little bit like, he tries to hold on, positions himself, jumps through, and it's just...
It looked all right from one camera angle, but when they showed the replay from the other side, it just really ruined it.
Yeah, it was not quite as smooth as I was thinking.
Can we just rewind it a little bit? And because what we haven't addressed is, firstly, Jericho's light up jacket.
Yeah, nice to see.
Coming out to Fozzy as well.
Yeah, that was obvious to see.
I mean, how cool must he have felt doing that? And then Omega's outfit. I thought this was sort of when he first walked out, I thought, oh my god, that is terrible.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it.
It looks awful. But then actually, when he got in the ring and you could see the detail on the helmet, it was actually pretty cool.
No, it still looked awful.
I liked it.
I like the helmet.
I think he has had some bonkers, like pretty awful outfits coming out.
I'll tell you what,
to
Brett. When
Japan.
we go to Riptide in February, or when you come over to mine to watch the Rumble, I'll wear Omega's helmet and you turn up with Tanahashi's hair, and we'll see who gets the most respect.
That'll be me.
Oh yeah.
God no,
It'll be me.
I'm going to turn up with my Suzuki haircut.
Didn't you think that the chair there was sorry, just looking at my notes, there was one particular chair shot that Jericho did on Omega where the chair really played its part, where he sort of hit him with the chair and the panel of the chair came flying out.
Oh, did you not see the replay on that though?
No.
Jericho was holding, it had already come out. There was a replay and it showed him like holding the plastic bit with one hand and the chair with the other. And as like
he
you
knew what he was
connected,
doing.
it launched. Yeah, it was already out.
Such a pro.
Yeah.
It looked great first time. And then I was like, on the replay, I was like, oh, sneaky.
Yeah.
Going back to that chair thing, obviously they set it up in the corner quite early on and then went away from it. I completely forgot about it until like 20 minutes later, he shoved Omega into it. I was like, oh my God, it's a callback to the chair.
There were like, I think that table as well, like position, there seemed to be so many callbacks to the stuff they'd set up. And then like much later down the line in the match, like ended up getting destroyed by.
Did it seem kind of like Jericho very much had the rub of the green in this match, in that he basically beat the shit out of Omega and then Omega pulled it back with the one-winged angel at the end?
I think it started out like that. Like, obviously, I think the first half, Jericho was very much on top. But the second half, it was all those knee triggers. And it kind of felt like Kenny was sort of bringing it back.
Yeah.
And that one particular knee trigger where I think that's when Jericho started bleeding from the mouth, wasn't it? Where he really took it to the face. It was amazing.
There's also
brutal.
That amazing moment where Jericho reversed the one-winged angel into like the walls of Jericho.
Into the walls of Jericho.
Yes.
Really
Oh, the crowd went absolutely
So good.
bonkers for that. It was great.
So good. Yeah, I agree. And how good was the end? The one-winged angel onto the chair as well. Great way to end.
Awesome.
Yeah, that looked very painful as well.
Yeah, that did.
Yeah,
look
it
good.
I don't think there was a soft landing for that.
No, Jericho was absolutely delighted that it was over and he'd survived.
Yes.
Must have been exhausted.
Do you guys think the match lived up to what you're expecting?
It was better, actually, way better.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I do, because I think it was a great match. I don't think like the wrestling was amazing in it, but the story and all the bits that they did do was great. And I mean, because like Jericho is still doing pretty amazing, but like he's obviously past
He's 47.
his prime, but he certainly did great for it. But I just thought, I was surprised myself. I didn't think it was going to be as great a match to watch as that, considering those aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the way Jericho controlled the crowd, like getting him, the heat he got.
Yeah.
Was in places. Was
Such a
insane.
good heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he picked up the
Ultimate
camera
prime.
and started taking photos of his fingers.
Yes, that was so
flipping the
good.
bird.
Yeah.
That was a great throw back to the cameraman as well. I would have
And
stacked that.
Did love him like mocking the crowd with the Kenny
Yeah.
on the corner as well when he was on it, like looking at them. So good.
It had so many great moments. In fact, I mean, even talking about it now, there's loads of things I'd forgotten that you guys have brought up, and it's almost gone up in my opinion talking about it with you.
Yeah, I was just thinking that
Yeah.
actually this might be my match of the night.
Yeah.
This was a really good match. I enjoyed this.
I'm
a lot.
still for the hair match, but this was great.
Let's not forget, it did have its issues with the whole no DQ thing, where they sort of didn't have the rope break. They're like, no, you can't have a rope break, and then later on they did have the rope break, and then they had they were doing a count out, which
Yeah, that
really
was
there shouldn't
weird.
be a count out.
Yeah.
There were a few inconsistencies in there, but
But I think the
it
ref
didn't
was
really
trying to
matter.
get, like, in that early one, the ref was trying to get a rope break, but Jericho was like telling him it's no DQ. Like Jericho's like, shove off. It's no DQ.
It would have made a very boring match, just Kenny Omega in the walls of Jericho for half an hour.
Yes.
Oh, also,
true.
Jericho busted out the old walls of Jericho. The
He
old
did.
Lion
the
Tamer
Lion
thing,
Tamer.
Yeah.
That was so good. And did you see the one, was that like where he put his knee on
Yeah.
Omega's
That
head
was
as well, like squashing him, and then so good.
Also, Lion Salt, such a great move that.
I can't believe he's as old as he is and
Yeah.
he does that. That's mental.
Because he had some extra weight in this, didn't he?
He's
Like
carrying a
from
bit of
his
timber.
recent
Yeah.
WWE like appearances, he's like carrying a little bit more than that.
He looked great though. He didn't look bad.
Yeah,
It did look
Oh,
good.
he's better than I could, So I'm not dissing him massively. I'm just saying.
I mean, it sounds to me like you're calling Jericho out, right?
No, I'm not. Love you, Jericho.
We had a comment from Scott1878 on Twitter, which sort of reinforces what we were just saying. In Omega Jericho, why did they not enforce the rope break rule when Jericho has Omega in the walls, but then did enforce it when Omega has Jericho pinned? So, people did notice these things. So
Yeah, I mean, it's
I think
irritating,
it's
but,
not a perfect match.
but let's not dwell on those bits.
Exactly.
Maybe the ref just
let's
got
not.
carried away. They're fallible as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't understand how they all remember what's supposed to be happening and how to do it all. Anyway, it's all amazing. So let's not criticise. Let's wait for the next WWE pay-per-view before we get back on that.
Looking forward to our boring Rumble.
Yes, final match, the co-headliner for the
real
IW.
headliner.
Yeah,
The true headline.
the true headliner for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, a match that has been built to for a number of years with Tetsuya Naito. Versus...
Tetsuya.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Just say Naito versus a
Yeah, why are you going for the first names?
Because I've got it written down, so I'm just reading what I'm writing.
You could just go the bad guy versus the good guy.
Those two
like-
Japanese guys wrestle.
Those Japanese fellas.
Two Japanese men. So, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship match between Naito and Okada.
It's pronounced Nakamura. Sorry.
I'm guessing that you three were particularly excited about this one.
Yeah. I was
I was
mega
so
hyped for
hyped
this
for
match.
this.
Yeah.
Was not the result I was expecting.
No,
No.
I think that most people, from what I've read, agree with you.
Yeah.
Shocked by that outcome. I really thought it was Naito's night.
Yeah.
Naito's moment. I was gutted.
Naito's night.
It does. Beforehand, I thought Naito was going to win, but Okada winning does make sense after the sort of year he's had, I guess. Like, he's beaten every challenger. He's only gotten stronger. He's got new trousers.
Yeah, I'm not sure about his trousers.
Oh, I was totally for the trousers.
His Disco Inferno wrestling gear.
Yeah,
I'm not a
I'm with
fan.
Sam.
They
I
look
didn't
sweaty.
like it. Trousers.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about what I thought was quite a big problem? Was the commentary team talking about betting odds for whether it was going to be a 5 or 6 star match?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, that was weird.
I mean, not only is it weird them talking about odds, but also the fact that it's like, the odds were really good for it to be a 6 star match, and then there are even some odds for it to be an over 6 star match. It's like, God, the match is literally just starting. It's had enough hype. We don't need to. I mean, I found myself thinking, oh my God, maybe it is going to be a 7 star match.
How ingrained Dave Meltzer has become within wrestling culture.
I know.
It is insane how one journalist has that much influence over
Yeah.
wrestling. I don't think there's any other sport or entertainment medium with the same level of just one person having so much influence over everything. So even though there's betting odds involved, it's mad.
Yeah.
Like betting odds on someone's opinion, that's just batshit.
Not someone's
It's
opinion.
bonkers.
Big Dave's opinion.
Fuck
Big
Dave
Dave.
Meltzer.
Oh, come on.
That's harsh.
That is
We're gonna get the
sacrilege.
explicit.
The man is like wrestling Jesus.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask everybody to rate and review the podcast at the end of this because we need some new ratings. And I
So
was
guys, if
gonna
you
do a
give us
special-
6.25 stars,
Yeah. I mean, the odds are that this could be a 7 star podcast.
Is it not physically
this one.
impossible on
iTunes.
iTunes to do that?
Well, I mean, people said it was impossible to have more than 5 stars for a wrestling match, but it happened.
yeah. Meltzer broke his ratings and Apples will break our iTunes. Apples
Yeah.
will break our
Apples will
iTunes.
break our iTunes.
That'll do.
If the podcast is as good as we are expecting it to be, then Apple will have no choice but to amend their rating system.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
10 to 11.
Cool. All right, so we
Brilliant.
built that up for ourselves.
Thanks, guys. Cheers for listening.
Anyway,
Naito
that
Okada.
Naito, that reverse Rana, that was great, wasn't it?
I love this match. I don't think it was 6 stars, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Naito.
I love Naito. I thought both guys have had better matches, but this was still great.
Yeah.
And again, story wise, I think they really it really was a slugfest with them both putting it all out there.
Did you guys watch the fall and rise of Tetsuya Naito?
Yes, I have.
No, I haven't.
It's worth watching that.
That's on YouTube, isn't it?
Watching this. Yes, absolutely. It really.
It's crazy to see the reaction in that, like, because I only have come to Naito and New Japan as his current incarnation, and it's part of the reason why, I started watching it because of Kenny Omega, and then it was people like Naito and Tanahashi and Suzuki that I stayed around, but he was already, an Ingobernables version. But in that Rise and Fall, seeing how silent the crowds were for him, they just had no reaction to him before, and I just can't, even though I've seen it, I can't believe it.
Can't believe that was a thing. Yeah,
because he was meant to headline, wasn't he? Wrestle Kingdom 10. Yeah, but then they had to. But he was just so unpopular, they had to demote it a bit.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's bonkers.
Do you guys know who was who got him into Los Ingobernables whilst he was in Mexico?
Well, was it? I don't know if it was, but
this is for a podcast point, guys.
Almas was part of Ingobernables in Mexico, wasn't he?
Brett, it was Andrade Almas as La Sombra.
Oh, very nice.
Shit.
Which did make Almas so much cooler to me in WWE now.
So that's a podcast point.
That is a podcast point for Brett.
That's right. I took that over.
Somebody else has awarded one. Well done, Sam. You're getting so much better at this.
No, I'm going to have to thank my friend Danny for telling me that, and me just being like, "What?"
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks,
right.
Danny.
Can somebody make a note of that point so we don't have to go through and listen to all the podcasts like we did last time?
Nice, Brett. You're on -7, dude.
No, come on.
Oh yeah, does it start afresh or do we?
Yeah, new slate.
Yeah.
New slate.
Okay.
New slate from the last quiz
2018.
podcast.
Brett is 1-0 up.
Please.
Weirdly, I think I might have a spreadsheet with the podcast points in.
Good.
Weirdly.
Good work. For those that don't know, we did an incredible quiz. I don't know why I say incredible. I mean, it was good, but there's no need to big it up. Just go and listen to it and find out for yourselves. It was the
6-star
WWE end of year quiz spectacular. I believe it was episode number 11 of the podcast.
I was particularly spectacular.
Brett was particularly good, and we used the podcast points in that pod quiz. So go and have a listen.
Okada versus Naito.
Okada, God, we're doing
really
rubbish.
good.
Yeah, really great match. Loads of Rainmakers. Were there about 400 Rainmakers?
Yeah, everyone kicks out of the Rainmaker. It's like the worst finisher of all time.
Yeah, but then he just does it again and again. And there was a lot of that.
Yeah.
There were a lot of Destinos, a lot of Rainmakers. The Destino looks so cool.
That
Destino
It
is
does.
amazing. It's such a cool special.
It's such a cool special.
Flash Morgan Webster does one, doesn't he? What does he call his?
Something
I
mod
can't
related.
think of it now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Eaton Rifle or something. But he does it as well, which I didn't realise. But it is a great looking move.
Yeah.
So
it does
good.
look great.
That's the common theme, I think, in especially the big New Japan matches, is you will see the finisher a lot of times. They're not going to hit it once, and that's the end of the match. It's gonna take 3 or 4 of them to win it.
They usually have a special variation, don't they, for
Yes.
off the second rope or something like that.
That's definitely something I've noticed in New Japan, just as a new watcher, is, as you say, the number of times they do the finisher, but also sort of the way that quite often the commentary team don't really react when somebody kicks out. There seems to be a lot more drama in WWE when there's a kick out, even if it's an early one. And here they're just like, and he's kicked out, because I guess it's just known that matches are going to be a bit more of a slog.
Yeah, I mean, they
there's
do
gonna be more
protective
finishes.
finishes. Kenny Omega's One Winged Angel was holier than now. No one kicks out of that.
Yeah.
You have to watch it with the Japanese commentary to realise how excited they are about a Rainmaker, though.
I think I overheard them. I could hear them on the English commentary.
It puts Michael Cole's Superman punch to shame.
The counters of the Rainmaker into the Destino.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. The ending sequence of this match was fantastic. It gave the impression of maybe Naito getting greedy, wanting to land the second Destino, and that being
Yeah.
what cost him in the end. And the whole thing was just awesome.
I love the
Yeah,
bit where Naito like spat in Okada's face and then slapped him.
Yes.
That's great.
And the
He
crowd.
loves to
There was a
spit,
few
Naito.
moments he got great heat from the crowd. I think like when he snapped Okada's back on the railings outside, and then when he spat and slapped him, like he got some big boos at that point. You know, which is good work from him because the crowd love him.
Naito is just such a dude. Okada, I understand he's like obviously the biggest face in New Japan and stuff.
Yeah.
Does anyone else think he comes across a bit kind of cocky and a little bit?
There was kind of hints
fun.
of them turning him a bit heel recently because he's been doing a bit heelish sort of moves and
Yeah,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
you saw in that promo him like kind of doing, what was it, a cocky pit? No, it wasn't a cocky pit. It was like the stomps on Evil.
Yeah.
And he was kind of just wiping his feet on him. It's a bit strange.
From my perspective, again, having not watched loads of his matches, apart from obviously the really big highlight ones from last year, those last two matches, you've got people like Jericho and Omega and Naito, and Okada is kind of the dullest of the four.
Oh, do you think so?
I think so in terms of sort of character.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's bloody amazing in the ring and a great wrestler, and by no means am I saying I don't like him, but
He's quite stoic, isn't he?
yeah, there might be more to him that I haven't seen.
I thought he came across quite cocky at the end when Naito, after the match, and he's leaving the ring, he took the mic and he kind of like, he was asking him, how was your main event in Wrestle Kingdom, Naito? It's just a bit...
Did your Japanese lessons helped you understand what he was saying, or were they?
Yeah, my Japanese lesson, I hope I got that right now. That's what I thought he said anyway. I don't know.
That's impressive.
But yeah, but it might be horribly wrong.
I couldn't find it. I wanted to know. I was like, what's he saying? This might be integral.
Yeah, I think what he said to him was, how was your main event?
Ah, what a
It was either how was it or do you want to do it again?
Or that was a main event.
Yeah. Is either he was a bad winner or a good winner.
Yeah, that's basically what I learned from this. I
Lost
don't
in
actually know
translation.
Japanese. Either way, I thought he came across quite cocky and arrogant.
Yeah.
He has such great matches though, consistently. So
Against
like,
everyone as well.
Yeah, he's not someone that I've loved watching New Japan, but like I totally rate his ability and the matches he's in are great. You can't deny that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I wanted Naito to win, but it makes sense, Okada. Like he's the he's the face of the company. They've just had their biggest year ever.
I was reading quite a lot, and I was worried about, like when you see the build up, like Sam was saying, like from the fall and the build up of Naito, and you thought this was like the moment, and when it didn't happen, you thought, oh no, what's going to happen to Naito now? But,
so I suppose the big question is, Naito is going to be set up to feud with Jericho.
Yeah.
Omega's going to be feuding with Jay White. Where does Okada go from here?
Good question.
Oh.
Jinder.
Ibushi.
We called it earlier.
Yeah, maybe Bushi would be. God. That'd be so
yeah.
Ibushi. Oh my god.
I mean,
I would love that.
Yeah, there'd be some great
Yeah.
matches. I think Naito's going to be back in the fold though. Like they were talking, like I was reading up on some of the history and the fact that Okada is their golden boy now, and Tanahashi was before, and what it took for Okada to overthrow Tanahashi, and the amount of like main events it took to get that belt. So I think if you look at that, hopefully there is still hope for Naito.
Yeah,
and then,
sure.
like next year or the year after, it's going to be back.
Because Okada is not going to drop it outside of Wrestle Kingdom. You can't imagine.
Maybe at a house show.
No.
Yeah, house show. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you have a point. Like, it's difficult to see where his next feud lies necessarily.
Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah, but they had that just before this, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
Yeah. Anyway, we should move on.
Well, that's it. We're finished, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's move on to the end.
We're done.
Goodbye. Yeah. So that was Wrestle Kingdom 12. I mean, what the hell have I been doing? What have I been playing at? Why haven't I been watching New Japan until now? It's ridiculous. I think it was great. I loved it.
I like New Japan because I don't watch it as much. It feels actually like a treat to watch this wrestling.
Yeah, just because it's not so saturated. There's not as many
Well,
big
exactly.
shows to
I wouldn't
watch.
want to watch this week in, week out. I'd get bored of it.
Yeah.
Well, you also
Yeah.
couldn't 6 hours. I mean, the great thing about it is that the on-demand actually finished with half an hour to spare, because then they had loads of other like weird stuff of just people talking. So
That does happen with
just
New
the
Japan
6 hours.
shows.
Yeah.
Just the 6 hours of wrestling in the end.
And they have a long gap at the beginning as well, with just a shot of the ring and crowd entering.
Yeah.
often.
But yeah, I mean, I've never gone into a pay-per-view with such high expectations. I think we all realise now that most of the time with the WWE ones, we're sort of not dreading it, but just sort of hoping for the best. But I had huge expectations for this, and you know, it did live up to it. Loads of great matches, loads of great wrestlers, loads of great moments.
That's totally awesome.
Yeah, massively stacked card.
A lot of people I've spoken to have said they don't feel like it lived up to what Wrestle Kingdom 11 set as like the bar, and I'm not 100% sure I agree with that. I mean, I think Wrestle Kingdom 11 had one amazing match and then a bunch of good ones.
Is that what they're basing it on?
Yeah, and I mean, you can't beat 6 stars as iTunes to us.
Yeah. I would have to agree. I think Wrestle Kingdom 11 was better than this one, but this was still great. Like they just give you
guys.
so many different types of great matches, like great comedy matches, great acrobatic matches, great stiff matches, just everything. It's just all quality.
So what you're saying is not only did I miss the best match at Wrestle Kingdom 12, but also I've missed a better Wrestle Kingdom that was last year.
I mean, you're coming around. You're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'll
all
try
there
my
on
best.
demand.
I'll try my best. But I think one thing is for sure is that we will definitely focus a little bit more on New Japan in the new year.
Yes.
You know, we'll start reviewing a few of the other big events. If you guys enjoyed and would like to hear more on that, then do let us know. We've got a message from the Josh and Stu podcast, which is: which match, excluding the main events, were you the most emotionally invested in? For me, Josh, it was Goto versus Suzuki. Great storytelling, love to finish. Sounds as if you probably
100%.
agree.
Yeah, 100%.
100% agree on that.
Yeah.
Not until I watched it. Before, I was totally emotionally invested in the heavyweight championship because I love Naito. But as soon as that match started, yeah, that was totally the one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We've got another listener comment just to round things off from Heel Nick Payne, who sort of summed up the whole event by saying it was just amazing. The whole wrestling world was watching something wonderful for us all to enjoy together, and the fact that Jericho is continuing is brilliant because the eyes will still be watching, which might make WWE up their game a bit. So best for all. Which I agree with.
Yeah, I think.
That's a nice summary.
Yeah.
That's a God bless us each and every one moment.
Yeah.
I wonder if that Jericho Naito thing, because I think they're over in America again in March, maybe.
Yeah, so that would be the Long Beach G1 special.
So Jericho wrestling in the United States for New Japan would be huge.
Yeah.
When's his
Yeah.
cruise?
When is his cruise?
Because he's got to go off on his cruise at some point.
Fuck, I tell you what, I would love to go on that bloody cruise.
Is it called the Jericho Cruise?
Yes, I think it is.
Okay, cool. I was going to say he's missing a trick if it's not.
Good.
There's definitely a pun in there, I'm sure.
We should get tickets to that and then do a pod.
Oh, yeah, live from the cruise ship.
Oh, that's good. We could record Brett calling Jericho fat.
Oh, come on. I said a little extra, you know.
Brett
I mean,
could have his Tanahashi hair every night.
Yeah, I remember you telling him that he'd sink the boat, so...
Yeah,
Fucking hell,
it's
Brett.
disgusting the things
Don't.
you've said about our friend.
I kick my ass.
I don't know, Brett. I reckon you could give him a go. You know, it'd be
Absolutely.
competitive. I reckon it'd be competitive.
I'd try and run away, and then I'd just be out of breath.
Yeah. How's your cardio looking these days?
Brett would be dead.
Yeah.
But the podcast will go on. So, that was Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Boom! Tyler Breeze, face first. That's a ring apron rhinoplasty.
So, as I mentioned earlier on in the podcast, we're going to do a artwork giveaway today, the first one in a little while. Naito is a podcast favourite, and Brett has drawn him very well. I think you'll all agree. So, if you're looking at the podcast artwork now, you now have a chance to win the original art that Brett drew. Previously, we've asked you to retweet the episode link on Twitter, but I think we'll do a specific competition tweet this time. Try and spread the word a bit further. So by the time this comes out, there will be a tweet which we will pin to our Twitter page, and you can retweet that to enter. We will then randomly pick a winner, and we'll send the artwork as well as another few extra special things that Brett usually likes to put in the package.
Sounds a little dodgy.
Yeah, so look out for that. In terms of our next podcast, we are of course back for our next pay-per-view review at the end of January for the Royal Rumble, which we are looking forward to, even though we do tend to diss WWE at the moment. We are very much looking forward to that. And in between times, we are going to aim to do a top 5 podcast if we can in the next couple of weeks. So we'll announce the subject of that very soon. For now, though, it's time to talk about social media stuff. Sam, you've had 3 weeks off. Do you remember it?
I do remember it. You can email us at hardestpartofthering@gmail.com, and you can contact us on social media on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at hardestpartpod.
Exactly right.
Yes.
You can. Please do get involved on social media if you want to ask us any questions or get involved for the next podcast. But also, we talked a little bit about ratings earlier, so if you want to go and see if iTunes have installed the 6-star rating system, then please do go and have a look and give us a rating and a review. We would really appreciate it. In the meantime, that is it. First podcast of 2018 done. Thank you for listening. So for now, it's goodbye from me, Adam. Goodbye from Sam.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from John.
Bye.
And goodbye from Brett.
Goodbye.
That was the hardest part of the ring.
That is the hardest part of that ring.